All right, well, I'm on my way to Sherman Hospital for my second surgery to remove the reoccurrence tumor. I'm confident it's going to go awesome and I'm going to finally get this beast out of me. But I'm here with my husband, Tony. Say hi.
Hello.
And my mom in the back.
Hi.
I'll be in the hospital probably for 4 or 5 days, so I'll do some more videos from there, but we're on our way. We're all checked in and just waiting, but check out the shirt I'm rocking. If you can see that. And now we just wait and for them to call me back. Okay, so I'm here in pre-surgery. They've started IVs. The anesthesiologist was just here going to get an epidural put in. Also here with my buddy, my best bud, Eric. Hey. And Tony and my mom went to have lunch. So we still got a ways before the surgery, before they take me away. But wanted to do this because they're going to sedate me a tiny little bit for the epidural. Don't want to be too loopy, but we'll record again when I can.
He's doing a video blog.
A lot worse than the last time.
What, the pain?
Oh, the pain, the nausea. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're here.
Okay, so it's the morning after the surgery. This time was a lot more pain when I got into ICU, which is where I am right now. And last time I was only here for one night. Tonight they're gonna keep me over another night just to observe. I guess my blood pressure went very low, so they just want to observe. I have more nausea this time than I did, which is not cool. All in all, I guess the surgery went well. They had to take the tumor out, and it was attached to both the liver and the diaphragm. So they had to take a little piece of the diaphragm, which is why I'm in a little bit more pain. We're gonna get through this and out of here soon, hopefully. Well, good morning. It's September 15th. 3 days since surgery. This was a lot tougher than the original one. I really did not expect that I would be in as much pain as I'm in. Had a really bad day yesterday with nausea control. They finally put me on something called Phenergan, which works great, but it also just knocks you out. So half the time I can't keep my eyes open. I am hoping that I can still get out of here maybe Sunday, if not Monday by the latest, and start my recovery at home. This is the ugly side of cancer, and it really sucks. But I am so blessed to have the support group I have, and they are allowing me to get through this a lot easier than if I didn't have them. I can never repay my support group back. I am so glad they're here. Anyway, we'll update you again shortly. Well, hi everyone, just a quick update. I've been in the hospital now 5 days. It's Monday. I'm still here, unfortunately. This second operation was a lot more painful than I thought it would be, and the recovery is going a little bit slower. The biggest issue is I have a lot of nausea throughout this whole thing that it's being really difficult to control. Recovery is going to be a bit more difficult than the last one, but the good news is they did everything that needed to be done, and I am recovering just a bit slower than I thought I would. Well, hi.
Today is Thursday, September 20th, 2018, and I've been home from the hospital now for 2 days. I wanted to give you a glimpse of the week that I've had leading up to today and talk to you a little bit about my stay, about what they found, and what we do going forward. Really wanted you to see the emotional piece, going from being pretty happy and confident, getting into the hospital the day of surgery, to being kind of miserable afterwards. So having gone through the first surgery to remove the 2 tumors from my colon and the tumor from the liver, and it all came out with clear margins just back in May, I really expected that this would be an easier process. They weren't going to be messing with the colon, and they would only be dealing with the liver. Turned out to be quite a bit different. Very amazed at how quickly this tumor came back, even though they got all the tumors out before with clear margins. It actually was on the CT that I had back in July that we were told was clear, because it looked like it was just post-operative changes. And again, when I went into the hospital a few weeks ago with pain, again, everyone looked at that and saw it and thought it was a seroma. So it had actually grown back pretty quickly and pretty large, just in a couple months. So here we are 4 months later, and I finally got it removed. When they went in, they took out the tumor. It was in the space where the piece of liver was that they had removed before, and it was attached to the liver, so they had to resect part of the liver. They also saw it was attached to my diaphragm, so they had to resect a part of my diaphragm, which is why I'm probably in as much pain as I am even today. They also found a nodule that wasn't seen on the CT scan, and they burned that out and got it. It was exactly the same thing. So the pathologies have come back, and sure enough, all of them came back as the same type of cancer that was in my colon, which is Leiomyosarcoma. I expected this surgery to go smoother than it did. I came out of surgery, as you saw, in a lot of pain. I also had a lot of nausea the entire time I was in the hospital, that for some reason we couldn't find any medications that seemed to be able to control it. And that really concerns me. I think I can deal with pain more so than I can with nausea. There is good in this too. At one point, one of the nurse assistants who would come in periodically and take my vitals came in, and she was asking me, she had worked on me the previous time when I was here in May, and she remembered me, and she was asking me how I was doing, and even though I kept saying I'm in pain and I'm nauseous, she said, "You really can't tell because you're smiling all the time. And how do you keep the positive attitude?" And I said, I have to either make fun of this and I have to accept it, or it will ultimately get me sooner than I want it to. So she told me that her boyfriend has a very rare sarcoma also, and she moved in with him to help him through, and she said, "I don't understand how you can be so positive and happy, and my boyfriend is so negative and mad at the world." And I just gave her my take on being negative at the world. Nobody gave me this. I can't be mad at anybody. It's, in fact, a part of me. It grew in me. It's a bad part that grew in me. There's no reason for it. I didn't do anything to cause it, but it is part of me. So I have to accept that. And by accepting it and hopefully I can work with it and overcome it, and hopefully I can control it as opposed to it controlling me. And that's basically all I said. But this nurse started to cry and she said, "Thank you so much for helping me. You've made my day. I now know how I can help my boyfriend." And throughout the day, she would come into my room and smiling and beaming, and she kept saying, "You made my day," and that made my day. But as you can tell, I do get emotional, and it is hard. I'm having a tough time with this one, simply because the recovery is going a lot longer, and I've already had one complication. Late in the afternoon, early evening, I started feeling really, really warm and getting a headache. And so took my temperature and found that I had a fever of 102. And I looked at the incisions, and there's nothing that would show that the incisions are infected. And strangely enough, about 20 minutes later, I felt okay and took my temperature again. It was normal. And I thought, okay, maybe just a spike. Well, it happened again about 30 minutes later. I was sweating and hot, and my temperature had gone back up to 102. So I called the doctor, the surgeon, and he asked me to come in today. And luckily my vitals are fine. I did sleep the rest of the night, or slept through the night. The fever didn't seem to come back. He said, we'll monitor this. We stay on the antibiotic. And if it does continue, if it comes back, maybe we do a CT to see if there's some infection around the liver, which is a possibility. Because one of the other things they did besides remove the tumors is afterwards they did something called radiofrequency ablation, which is where they basically microwave the entire area and cook it. So after that process, apparently that can also cause an infection in the liver. We're hoping that's not the case, and if so, we're hoping that this antibiotic I'm on now will take care of it. I'm extremely tired. I can only walk a short distance without getting winded. I was able finally today, I was able to shower this morning, and I realized I can't be proud anymore. Thought I could handle the shower, and I nearly passed out in the shower. I actually needed Tony to come in and help me because I almost passed out. So it's really taken its toll on me, but I can't tell you how happy I am to be home. This stay was a lot more depressing, and probably because of the fact that I never felt good the entire time I was there. But it was very depressing, and I found out, and if you're a cancer patient or even any kind of long-term hospital stay patient, you probably can agree with me that there are certain things that become very annoying, certain smells that can set you off. Examples, the smell of alcohol. I can't handle it anymore because every time they give you an injection, every time they put more IV fluids, every time they give you a medication, they have to alcohol swab, and it's pungent, and for now I can't stand it. And sometimes they cover IVs and or bandages with this clear plastic tape, and it has a really bad smell to me, and I can't handle that. And then even the constant 24/7 noise that the infusion machines make. It's whirring, it's buzzing, it's clicking, and it's all night, it's all day, and it doesn't stop. I knew I would do better at home than if I was at the hospital. Sure enough, when the doctor came in Tuesday morning and said, okay, we're gonna get you home today. And they removed the drain tube and they removed the PICC line. I felt 100% better right after that. I could get up and go to the bathroom without having to unplug IV machines and carry along a a tree of IV solution, and I can sleep in my own bed and not hear the noises, the clicking, the buzzing, the whirring of IV machines. So getting home as soon as possible is a must. And so that's something else I've learned too. The things I want to end with today, the biggest thing is the importance of a strong support team. There is no way I could have gotten through this without my support team. And that is everybody, all my Facebook friends, everybody who watches these on YouTube, of course my family who is here and with me, and my friends that are here and with me. I could not get through this without them. I can never repay them for their support and their love and helping me through this difficult time. That's what's keeping me positive. It's the support that I'm getting from everybody. This is what's keeping me positive. So as important as it is to have the support team of your friends and family, it's really important that your medical team is also part of your support team. And I can't say enough about my surgeons, my surgeon and his staff. My sister had these wristbands made up. You may have seen it on my page. It's a take, it says Dave's Fight Crew. It's a take on the fact that I got my private pilot's license last year, and instead of flight crew, it's fight crew. And so I give these out to my friends and family, and I had given them to my favorite nurse of all time, Stacy, who is absolutely amazing. She's the one that gets me going. She's tough and cares, genuinely cares for me. Same for Nicole. You did the same thing. You genuinely cared for me. But Dr. John, you care for me, and I know that. And so does your entire team. And so I had passed these out to them, to my surgeon and his staff, and the day I left the hospital. And when I went into my appointment today, they were wearing the bands. And I can't tell you how much that means to me. Sorry about that. I can tell I'm emotional. I also have an amazing animal support team too. And not that Tony is an animal, but here's Tony and my little girl, Nashira. Our little girl, Nashira, who I missed so desperately when I was in the hospital. And I need her love too. And she does. She takes care of me. So the next steps are, I gotta monitor the fever. I have an appointment with my oncologist in a couple weeks to talk about what's going on here and see if there's any follow-up treatments that he thinks we need to do. Again, I'm hoping not. I really don't want to start chemo at this point, knowing I can't deal with nausea. We'll do what we need to do because we need to fight and survive. Hopefully you're finding this useful. I'm really spilling it here for you. I'm trying not to sugarcoat. I'm trying to show you what it's like because it's not pretty. And we really need to find a cure somehow for all types of cancers. But LMS, unfortunately, is so rare that there's really not much research being done on it. There's just not that many cases. And so we're hanging by threads sometimes, but there are enough of us out there that we all support each other. But if you find this helpful, please subscribe to my channel here and hit the like button, and the next time I post a video, you'll get noted if you click the bell that's also down there. So thanks for watching.